I like to start with, I guess, the oldest question in the history of interviews. FM Belfast, where does that name come from? Why Belfast? That's not in Iceland.
Like, normally we would just lie and tell you something ridiculous.
That's fine too.
But we're just gonna.
Make something up.
It's just very random and has almost no meaning. But then after we went to Belfast, we kind of felt obligated to, uphold the name. And when we went to Belfast, they really wanted a good explanation, and we felt really bad that we didn't have one. It was just kind of like it's kind of random. But we've been there twice since, so really, really happy with the name. You can see it in his face. You can see it in his face. He's got all the lonely faces to stay. You can see it in his face. You can see it in his face.
Iceland is kind of just, it's an island. It's not very big, but still there's lots of really famous, really good music bands coming from there. How does that happen? I mean, you don't have the same phenomenon with like the Faroe Islands or...
No, they have a more different culture. They have like a more strict conservative culture, and we have random chaos.
Yeah, I think also it's...
They're more religious.
Yeah, but...
like shops are closed there.
Just an example.
Oh yeah.
Like
sorry,
a very unique kind of country or
it's probably like I always think about a few reasons why there is a lot of music coming from Iceland. I think it's mainly that it's a boring place.
Unless you like hiking.
Yeah. And you so music happens inside and it's cold, so you do that inside. We're good at handball, we're not good at football, because handball is inside
indoors,
and football is outside, so it's
we're good at chess, handball,
and bridge,
playing
playing
like
cards,
card games,
used to be the world champions in bridge. Can you imagine?
Yeah. It's very easy to get in the papers in Iceland. You can almost just wear a strange hat on the main street, and I was like, why are you wearing that strange hat? So
it's easy to get noticed, so which is good for bands, and then they build on that a little bit.
Yeah, and then there's we didn't have like a music tradition, and then there was like the punk era, and everybody just participated in that. And
I think a lot of Icelandic artists now are inspired by like the Sugar Cubes and bands around that, like Purkur Tilnik, which is like a punk band and they had like sayings like you should just do stuff. It doesn't matter what you can do, but what you do.
Yeah. And you don't have to let incompetence stop you. Just do stuff you like.
And then there's also a guy from a band called Miri who's playing with us tonight, and usually there's a guy called Borko from the band Borko. Yeah. He's usually playing with us.
And the last time we came here, the tour manager was from a band called Kimono.
So you're already a band made out of bands. And what's with all those other bands? Do you have any connections to those?
Yeah, I mean, some of them. But,
yeah.
But it's mainly just like groups of friends, different groups of friends that make music. They usually don't make the same kind of music. Like we don't make the same music as Mum, for instance, or as Borko, or as Miri, or as,
And people are always really willing to take other people's place. If they need a guitar player, there's always somebody that's like, I don't have anything to do, and then just swap. No, you when you party a lot, you get kind of a grayer color. Yeah. I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about the people that are like, yeah, the people that go like, there's a show in town. That kind of party people.
Okay.
Not like wake up in a pool somewhere like, ugh.
We keep the party for the stage, for the 1 hour, and most of them.
Yeah.
Like they rest before the show, and then we do a show, and then usually we just go to sleep because we have to do a show tomorrow. And it takes a lot of power. The shows take a lot of power because it's just jumping around and screaming for an hour, and
it's really hard to be hungover in a car.
Yeah, and that is horrible. So
it's really horrible.
It's better to just go to the hotel.
Yeah.
We've learned from experience.
Yeah. The last time I remember being hungover in a car was in Norway, and I was like, I wish I was dead. So I decided not to do that a lot.
Yeah, like bands that play slower music, I think they party more.
Yeah, they do.
Because they have the energy when they come off stage. Like they still have something left, you know.
Yeah. It's like the opposite. So if you hear like really slow electronic music, and then they're like, "Thank you," and go backstage and like, and go mad, we just sit in a sofa and just like, oh, this was good.